All right, welcome back to another episode of Africans Talk Football TV. Happy Martin Luther King Day to all my brothers out there. How's everybody feeling tonight?
Good, man.
All right.
Alhamdulillah.
No days.
Yeah.
It's been a rough week for some of us.
Yeah, it's been
Yeah.
for being a Cleveland Browns fan, it's been a rough day, rough little weekend for us. Somebody needed a Max Win.
Yeah, man.
But
yeah.
But thank you to all of our friends, all of our fans, all of our supporters out there listening to us. Obviously, with today being Martin Luther King Day, we, over in the States, a lot of us have the day off, so it's nice to be able to see everybody a little bit earlier in the day, so we can honestly, have some time to talk about the stuff that we want to talk about. And, with the Premier League now being more than halfway through, we have our predictions coming up. And obviously, as normal, we talk about our teams. But first and foremost, it's Africans Talk Football. We got to talk Afcon, African Cup of Nations. It started January 13th this past Saturday. There have been, I believe, 3 groups that have played fully here so far. And actually, I think there's actually more games coming on today. So it's been interesting. Unfortunately, Liberia isn't in it, as I said in the past, but Lone Star, we coming soon now. Let not forget George Weah. He's not president no more. Maybe Opie King can spend more time on a pitch. Oh, Pape, maybe he could be on a pitch to help out. But we've seen a few games. Ivory Coast opened it up against Guinea-Bissau. Ivory Coast looked good, a little 2-0 win. Yeah. They looked comfortable. I feel like they cruised that whole match. I was able to see a decent amount of that match. I feel like they cruised. And then Sunday, we had some very, very, very exciting matches. I feel like some results that we did not anticipate. I want to start off before we get to, resident Ghanaian Michael Golo. I want to start with Egypt versus Mozambique because Egypt snuck away with a point off a very controversial call. Whether or not we think it was a PK, the PK got called and Salah was able to score to tie it up 2-2. But I didn't see the match in full, but I watched highlights. Were any of you able to see the match? Any of you able to watch, a good bit of that, kind of just our takeaway from that match?
I didn't watch the game, but I watched the last 15 minutes, and I guess that's all I really needed to see. Just because I felt like Mozambique did more than enough to get the 3 points there. And I think that in a tournament like this, especially when you don't have the household name that some of these other countries have, that you really got to take your opportunities and your chances as they come. And they did that, but to squander that lead is tough for them, man. So, but I don't think that Egypt is who I thought they were. Well, they are who I thought they were, but they're not who everyone else I think that.
Yeah, I don't think Egypt is that good. I started watching on this the Mozambique second go, and I mean, I think they did a good job, but to me, I think 7 minutes been added on at the end just kind of put them in a little panic, because anybody who was watching that game for that long, you would think, even the commentator was like, where did they get 7 minutes from? I mean, that was a lot of time being added to the game. I think it made them a little nervous and just an idiotic challenge. I mean, back in the day, they wouldn't really give that, but you know how it is today. If you make contact, if there's clear contact, they're going to give the PK. So,
yeah,
was it fair? Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you say fair, but he did make contact. So, they'll give it anyways. But
at the same time, though, Mozambique had chances,
to actually put them away.
Yeah, they had chances to put them away early in the match, too. And then they have chances to get level early in the match, too. So, I mean, it's unfortunate, but yeah, Egypt is not.
Yeah.
They're very touchable.
No, for real. I mean, just looking at the stats and everything from it, I mean, Egypt had 21 shots, only 5 on target. So they were shooting blanks. And when you got that coming up against, with Mozambique, I think like what you said, Salam, so was right, where like they had 6 shots and they got two goals out of that. So they took the chance that they could find. But yeah, I think Egypt is definitely not. I think once you figure out how to deal with Salah, you'll be fine with the rest of the team. Cases.
I agree. He kind of got to put Salah out of his game, and he wasn't really that effective. But obviously, if you give him a PK, he's good enough to put it away. So
I'm curious to see what kind of tournament he has, because I felt like he started off slow last tournament. This ain't Merseyside.
Because he didn't care if he got through or not. He was like, if I don't get through, I'm going back to Liverpool. Cool. If I get through, all right, then I might as well go try and win it. Like that's how I think he's thinking.
Yeah, I feel like that's what most of them are really. Like some of them won't care to just go back. Like clearly, Onana would wait one day to fly across the world.
I actually wanted to ask y'all about that.
Which is why
I've never heard of this. For me, it's the first time hearing a player
this is wild.
and like that.
It doesn't happen even in Europe. This doesn't happen.
Yeah,
like this is not normal, even in just regular everyday football, where one guy plays for a team, travels all the way. I mean, if they go international break, sometimes they do that one day turnover, but like still.
I understand from Onana's position, he wants to, make sure he puts a good like he cares about United, and he wants to make sure he fights for his spot. But like that's just disrespectful, to be honest, to your country
and
to your country. I agree. Yeah,
and I just sent. Oh, sorry, not to cut you off, but I just sent, just to pick back up on that. I just sent a message to the group. Just said Onana will not be in the Cameroon squad for first game because his private jet was blocked due to bad weather. So he's not even going to be there for the first game, And now what happens, he was never he was probably never going to make it on time.
Right now.
And that's my point.
They played. He wasn't on the bench. He wasn't even in the team.
Yeah, but that's my point. Like he's not able to play. And now, Cameroon, their game started noon, so it's over now. 1-1.
Yeah, it's over.
But if they would have lost, does he even go at that point? Because your chances of making it through are so much less. And it's honestly, it's something like that. And I feel like if you make a decision to go, as much as you want to stay with your club, you just have to bite that bullet and go.
Mm-hmm. But I feel like I said this last week. I just feel like they also don't respect the tournament at all, because you wouldn't. Well, there's no besides the Asian games, so I can't make it like they don't care about Africa type of thing. But like, I don't know. I used this example last week, but like, you're not going to tell Jordan Pickford, hey, you can't play in this Euro game, the first game of the Euro in the group stage versus this team, because you have a Premier League game the day before. But I mean, I also said last week, how bad is Bayindir, the Turkish keeper? If Man United is asking a keeper to, hey, can you come and play this game, and then knowing you have a game 12 hours later, how is he not ready? Does he not? I don't know. So like it's concerning.
And especially after that result yesterday, 2-2. I mean, that guy could have taken his spot.
Before we get there, Mike. Let's talk about the Black Stars, because we'll get there. We'll get there. Let's just wrap up Afcon real quick.
The Black Stars. The Black Stars. I mean, the fans, the Ghanaians are not happy. I mean, going into the tournament, we all knew this was a young team, so the expectations weren't high, but we still knew we had our chances. Everybody was thinking maybe round of 16. But then we saw the first lineup, and, there was still optimism because, we're like, oh, this is a young squad. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. And then the game started, and we couldn't put together, like decent possessions. I mean, it took until maybe the 20th minute for us to actually get things going. And then, we did give a goal away, but we got it back. But VAR, I mean, some of these VAR calls sometimes, football is not the same anymore. I hope we all agree on that. Like, even though it sounds so, cliche to say, it's really not the same anymore. That excitement of, they scored, and then we got it back. And then it takes 5 minutes for them to tell you no. That kills the mood of the game. But it is what it is. But, they were able to still get it back, tie the game 1-1, go through everything. I mean, my only criticism is, I didn't agree with the lineup. I mean, as an experienced manager, as Chris Holton is, you've coached in the Premier League for years. And I get it. I don't know if he has, an explanation behind, the lineup he picked. But, I mean, if you look at our starting lineup, Jordan Ayew was the most experienced player on the team. Jordan Ayew. I mean, we have his brother, who's the captain, on the bench. We had Amate, who plays for Leicester. Well, he's moved to Besiktas, but he was on the bench. We had Inaki Williams, Atletico Bilbao's premier striker, on the bench to start the game. And I know I said this before we started. I was like, yeah, if you get the win, you look like a genius, right? But in a game like this where you don't get the win and you lose against a team that you're expected to beat, and then next game you have to play Egypt. Now it gets uncomfortable. Now you have to make decisions where you're thinking of, saving the tournament or saving your time in the tournament instead of actually playing what your game plan is and, playing your tactics and coming in to do what you have planned to do. Your plans now have completely changed. I mean, think about it. I don't think Ghana came in thinking, first game we're losing to Cape Verde. Right. They definitely don't have the same game plan they came in with now. Now everything's changed. Now it's like at least win or draw at all costs. Like now you got to throw everybody in there. And I didn't have a lot of expectation. I didn't come into this tournament thinking we're going to win it, but I definitely didn't think group stage exit was in the cards, but it might be. We might, right now, even though I don't think Egypt is that good, Egypt is still good enough to give us problems. If Cape Verde was able to give us problems, Egypt is good enough to give us problems. So I think we should be worried a little bit.
Yeah. So what changes would you have made, or what changes do you think he should have had in mind when he had the starting lineup? I know you said Marte, obviously Inaki Williams up.
I mean, I think he was probably trying to keep most of the older guys fresh. That's what I think he was trying to do. I think that he was just trying to keep them fresh, get them ready, and have them 100% to go for the Egypt game. But it clearly didn't go as planned. That's what I was assuming, or that's what I think. But is that what he was doing? I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know if he truly believes the guys that he put in were the guy he needed to play. I don't know. And Kudus is not available. We don't know if he'll be available for the next game, so we'll see. The rumor is, people think, well, these are the Ghanaians. Obviously, the fans are going to come with their conspiracy theories. They think West Ham is paying the national team to not play him, and so that he doesn't pick up an injury or whatnot. So all of a sudden, they're saying that he has a hamstring issue. These are what the African fans are saying. We already had an issue with a fan going to the hotel and attack the manager. I mean, this is game 1 at Afcon. This is not even a World Cup. I don't know. Guys are frustrated because the amount of talent that has came through for us to be so mediocre. I mean, it's just.
But Afcon's weird.
It's just more.
You can have. Yeah, Afcon's weird. You can have a team that is stacked with good players, and they can get beat
Nigeria
by
is a good example.
Fufu eating like guys that like work in the mechanics that weekend or something. Like it's crazy. Like there's no rules in Afcon. It's one of those tournaments where I genuinely watch it and I'm like, there are no favorites. It's really
there are no favorites.
Really?
Yeah, it's just whoever's gonna make it happen. And like I said, I've literally seen dudes that on the weekend are delivering things with bicycle, and then they go onto the game and just beat a PL midfielder. I'm like, what? How does that happen?
Yeah, I mean, look at Osimhen, the game he had yesterday. He did score a goal, but he looked horrendous. I mean, he just couldn't do anything. And I'm like, this is top, Serie A striker right here. And he just looked like nothing.
100 mil.
Just nothing. And I don't know. I hated on Nigeria watching their game yesterday, and then I watched this. I mean, we weren't as bad as Nigeria, but like, damn. I felt like maybe if we had a couple of guys in, would have been a difference. But Nigeria, I don't know what's going on over there. I just don't know. Those guys are stacked. They should be playing like Senegal. They should be one of the favorites. But
I was just gonna say, usually there aren't favorites, but right now, Senegal 3-0 win today. Yeah. Obviously, they're their previous winners, so they're the current title holders. I mean, they look good. I'm not gonna lie to you, especially
they did.
I have to hear from my buddy Poppy, very, very frequently as his, resident Senegalese friend of the show. He was on earlier this season. But I mean, they look solid. Mane doing his thing, being the lead, and now with the talent that Senegal has, in their midfield and in their front attacking line, like Mane doesn't even really have to be Mane. He could kind of just sit back, and he doesn't have to be the main guy anymore, which is not. Their 20-year-old scored today. You know what I mean? They have Idrissa Gueye in the midfield backing him up. So it's not like he has to look back like, oh, okay, I got players with me. I don't need to take everything on his shoulder, every responsibility myself. So, I mean, if there were favorites, I would say Senegal right now, just based off their first game, they look good.
Yeah, they're the first team I've seen this tournament that I'm like, yeah, you guys. Well, Senegal and Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast also looked really good. And Senegal is the second team. I'm like, okay, you guys are actually really good. Everybody else I've seen, I'm just like, everybody looks like on the same level. I mean, from Ghana to Egypt to Nigeria, even Cameroon. I didn't see all their game, but I saw a little bit of it, and I'm just like, what are you guys doing? But anyways.
But yeah, that's I mean, Afcon is going to be good. We have some good matches coming up. The rest of the week. Algeria versus Angola coming up here in about 30 minutes. Yeah, we get to see Morocco on Wednesday. They'll play Tanzania, so we'll get to see the Moroccan boys. Yeah. So there are some matches coming up, man. It unfortunately is not as easy to watch. I know you have to have BN Sports, I believe, at least in the United States. I believe that's where most of the games are being streamed. And I don't know. I don't know where you could get BN, but if anyone does have a stream, I know we have like a few that we could pop into our socials and try to get it out there if anyone does want to watch. Yeah. But yeah, wanna hop over to the Prem. We had some great matches this weekend. Started off Friday, we had Burnley Luton 1-1. Both of those teams in the relegation zone trying to fight for their lives. And then early Saturday morning, we had Chelsea versus Fulham. Saturday was jam-packed. We'll talk about both of those games here coming up. But Mike, I want to kind of pass it off to you just because I've been talking about Chelsea a lot. And as much as I like where we are, I'm scared to see Liverpool at the end of the month. And I don't want to jump too far right now, but this is I believe our fourth win in a row. 4 out of 5 in our last Premier League wins. 4 out of 5 with the Prem. And I believe the one game that we did not win was a draw. So I'm starting to see the consistency. And I believe we both talked about it. Like, our January is very, very simple. We should use this to gain momentum, find some confidence, and without Nicholas Jackson, we ain't looking so bad.
Man.
So yeah, I mean, how do you feel though? It feels good. Again, these are games that we should win. I want to preface by saying all that, but it feels good to string together wins for sure.
Oh yeah. I mean, I didn't want to say that, but we definitely look different without Jackson. I mean, hey, it is what it is, though. But I think it's normal. He's been the guy that has been playing up top for us. So to have somebody different playing, obviously, is going to be, it's going to take time for them to adjust, learn how to play with each other, which is BS. I hate saying that because you're on the same team. You guys practice every day together. You should know how to play with each other, right? But it is what it is. I mean, yeah, even I don't know how you felt about that win. I walked away thinking, "Hey, I'm glad we got the 3 points." Like,
yep.
Let's not get Let's not get too critical. Let's not talk about what we did and didn't do, because there was nothing there. There was nothing promising for me to walk away with the game and be like, "Oh, this was good." At least we did nothing. Let's be real. There was nothing there. Even at the end, bro, we can't defend against Fulham. How Fulham didn't score? I'm surprised. But you're telling me we were struggling like that against Fulham? Bro, look at the last 5 minutes. It's embarrassing. This is Chelsea Football Club, bro. It's actually embarrassing. The last 5 minutes, you were texting me, and I'm just like, bro, I was getting nervous because I thought they scored. I think you were texting me because I was getting nervous. Like, oh shit, did they score? Did they score? Did they score? Because the whole time you would text me, I thought, oh, they probably scored. And it's just, I don't know what it is. Like, I mean, it's nice to see what's his name back, Chilwell back, but other than that, there is nothing to honestly, as a Chelsea fan, take away from this game to say that, oh, we made progress on this or we made progress on that. We didn't make any progress. Let's be for real. Like, not every game is going to show you something. This is one of those games where we walked away with 3 points and it didn't show us anything. If you look at the game before that, which was the Middlesbrough game, that was the most concerning game by far in our season, 1-0. Middlesbrough did not play extraordinary. They weren't like on us or anything. Just couldn't break them down. I mean, you could see the pass from one side all the way to the other side, bring it all the way back. I mean, there's no passing through. There's no going forward. There's no breaking down of the low block. It's just embarrassing. That game was more even alarming than even the Fulham game. Fulham game was okay because we got the 3 points. If we didn't get the 3 points, Poch would be getting hot. But I can't be too mad. I mean, we got to see Chukwuemeka and Chilwell back, so it's a positive. But other than that, we're no longer 10th, so I'll take it.
Yeah, finally in single digits. It's been a minute.
Yeah,
it's been a while.
I'll take it.
A long road.
It's been a minute, and
it's wild.
And the crazy part is,
I gotta click see more to see where your team is. On the
yeah, that's crazy.
Oh man,
like, where's Chelsea?
Yeah, no, I mean, but honestly, Mike, I agree 100% with everything you said. Middlesbrough was very eye-opening, but the good thing is, second leg is at home, and
exactly.
Contrary to popular belief, at home we've actually done very, very well this season.
Mm-hmm.
We've managed to protect the bridge, especially against the bigger teams. We've a lot of those games ended in draws, but we've managed to protect the bridge and actually. I believe our fans are now in it. Last 2 seasons, you could tell that once we were losing, the fans kind of were groaning and not really with us, especially not knowing what was going on with who's going to be our manager. Okay, what's going on? But now that we have some sort of stability, you're starting to see the fans kind of believe a little bit. I think all of us as Chelsea fans, or if you're a Chelsea fan out there, it took us a while. We were probably in denial for a good year, 18 months, because we won a Champions League, and then the roller coaster we went down was like a top thrill dragster. You know, it went from top of the world to one of the worst clubs in the Prem, like literally within 6 months.
Yeah.
So for us, it was a lot of denial, to be honest. And now that we're kind of, I don't want to say on the other side of it because we're still going through a rebuild.
Yeah.
But now that we're starting to see some of the rebuild kind of formulate, it's good to see these wins, because just like you said, some of these wins are just going to be just that, wins where we didn't really play great, but we managed to get to 3 points. And you know, that's part of the growing pains that I've been saying all year with having this rebuild. But with Middlesbrough, I'm just going to take that game as what it is. You know, Salam, if he was here, he would have said last week, I told y'all weren't going to win both games. Honestly, we lost the game that we could afford to lose. Like, honestly, we lost the game we could afford to lose. It's one of those where, good, we got our GRG right after that. And now at home, let's protect the bridge again and let's go through this tournament. And it worked out in our favor that we got the second leg at home, but that's kind of the way I'm looking at it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Still frauds, though.
We're coming. We're not that far off.
It's okay. You guys
that far off.
You guys are still getting I feel like every week someone's coming back. Oh, Lavia's back. Oh, and Cuckoo's back. Oh, Chivo's back. Oh, Chukwemeka's back. Oh, he's back. I hear that person's back. I feel like every week someone's coming back.
When we get that full squad back, I think we have a good shot.
I don't think you'll ever have a full squad in.
Go ahead.
I don't think you'll ever have a full squad in.
But like, let's say I'm talking like a squad to where maybe only 3 to 4 people are injured. Like, you have enough guys where you could at least rotate comfortably, you know? I think until we have that, and when we get that, I think you see more of I feel like a significant like difference and improvement between games. But right now it's just like a hodgepodge of just win and move on. Because these last 5 games we've had, these are not games that you can win and then be like, oh, yes, you know, these are lower level teams, right? These are, let's be real, these are lower level teams. We're playing who's on our schedule. These guys, these are not guys that you really measure yourself up to. Like, if you beat a City, you're like, okay, I can beat a City. Okay. If you beat an Arsenal, you're like, okay, we're getting there. If you beat a Luton Town, yeah, you're expected to beat them. Like, you want us to give you a medal for it? You know, these are the games that we just have to win at all costs. And then that Liverpool game, I'm not looking forward to, but we'll see when we get there.
Yeah. Luckily, we have a little bit of a vacation this upcoming week, so we don't see Liverpool until the last day of the month, January 31st. But you know, I believe this momentum we have going into the break is kind of annoying because I feel like, you know, we feel good, and this is the time where you kind of just have to hone in and lock in.
Exactly.
Hopefully this break is good for us. We come mentally refreshed, and you know, hopefully they'll still have the same attitude. But that's on the manager. That's where you look at the manager and say, hey, you know, unfortunately we have a good little run of form, but you know, this break is already in our schedule. So it's on you now when the boys come back to get us ready for this game, because Liverpool's the best team in the league right now, or one of the best teams in the league. They sit on top of the table. And so this will really measure up where we are, especially after coming off this little momentum run. And, you know, we drew them first game of the year. So it's not like, you know, obviously things change over the last 4 or 5 months, but you have to take everything in stride. When you look at how we've played the Arsenals, the Cities, the Liverpools, the Tottenhams, we've done generally well. So this is one of those games I'm looking forward to, but I'm scared just because I know where Liverpool's at right now. You know, hopefully Salah is still at Afcon.
And
so we don't have to worry about, buddy. You know what I mean? But yeah. And then the second game on Saturday, you know, again, like I said, we had a big Saturday. Was most anticipated game of the weekend for sure. Newcastle versus Manchester City. Again, this is the second game of the year I watch with my City buddy Zion, and you know, I'll let Solo go after this, but I was with him. He was getting brunch with a few friends, and so I joined him a little bit into the first half. And so when I joined him, they didn't have the game on the TV in front of us. So we started streaming on my phone, and it was right when, Newcastle had scored their second goal. And I'm like, bro, I've been saying this all year. City is touchable. And he looked at me. He looked at me at halftime, and he said, this is a 3-2 win, bro. This is one of those 3-2 wins. And I was like, honestly, if you put in Kevin, I can see you guys, maybe getting a point. And he was like, no, I believe this is a 3-2 win. Yep. Kevin De Bruyne comes on 60 minutes in, has a full 30 minutes to stretch his leg. After that, it was a wrap, man. The rest is history. And I don't know, maybe we could do another swap, but what y'all want for Oscar Bob? I'll get y'all 60 right now. I'll get y'all 60 mil right now for Oscar, bro.
Listen, he showed up. Yeah, no, that's funny that your friend had that experience as well, because when I play, literally one of my most consistent bets is betting on City to come back after going down halfway through the game. I've hit that 4 times this year. I'm like, yeah, we're coming back. And there's a certain, like, when you've seen it happen enough times, you're just like, what it looks like. You're like, okay, we're just not sure what we're trying to do, but we'll also figure it out. We'll be good. And that comes with Kevin De Bruyne. And I'm just saying, man, KDB is one of the greatest, if not the greatest PL midfielder that ever been on the pitch this season. He's been on the pitch for 40 minutes, and he has 2 goals and 2 assists. That's insane to me. Like, that is, if you're talking about impact, that's impact. And I think it's gotten to the point now where it's like some of these comparisons, Ozil, I'm like, no, not close to Ozil. Gerrard, no. Maybe Scholes, definitely Xavi, Iniesta. Like, we're at that levels where I'm like, okay, we're seeing this guy he's the truth. And just thinking that we haven't gotten back our Viking, like we haven't. Holland's not here yet, so I think this idea of like bringing in KDB at like key moments, like when it's like, okay, we need to start making a shift towards the better or start pushing, and then putting him in, like, just using him that strategically. If there's no better manager to do that than Pep, I'm really excited with Oscar Bob. And when I saw this too, I still want to say, like, they're good. For Newcastle, they've been struggling. They've had some really tough losses in the past few
injuries,
weeks, but they've always man. Injuries, but they've always showed up. They have at least put up a point. They try to put up a fight, and so I'm like, hey, it sucks. Hated it had to be them, but hated it had to be you. But still, it's what's gonna happen. And so I'm looking forward to the rest of the season. I want to see Kovacic get going more. Nunez pick it up a little bit more. And now with Alvarez, it seems like he's going to have a little bit more game time since Holland's out. And so with that, I want to see him just like really take advantage of it. And Phil Foden has to play centrally. Let that man be right. He is right there, ready to go. He could be the pivot with KDB. Yeah, man, it's a good time it's still a good time to support City. And I'll be honest with you, if we lose the PL to Liverpool, I'm not mad at it as long as we get the CL. One of those we're gonna have to get, and I feel confident that one of those we will be able to get. So that's where.
Yeah, man. It's 2 things I want to say. Before I just open it up to squad. All right, Salam, come back. You want to take over?
Yeah,
all right, big boss man.
Relax.
All right, boss man. Relax. But we'll don't worry. We'll get to United in a second here. Don't worry.
Hey, man.
You got an answer.
But no, but it's 2 things I wanted to say about that City versus Newcastle match. They honestly, Newcastle in the first 5-10 minutes, they could have scored 2-3 times. It's not like, and I'm glad that you gave them their respect, because as tough as that loss is, they did have chances throughout the match, to go up. And I feel like this was just another one of those back and forth battle of the juggernauts type of match. They went up early, you guys went up early. They brought it back, then you obviously scored 2. Rodri had a chance to score in like the 80th minute on a great save by Dubravka as well. So it's one of those where it could have gone either way for sure. But The second thing I want to talk about is honestly the class of De Bruyne. That's what we mean when we say world class. And I feel like we throw that word around way too easily. Just like, oh, yeah, he's world class. No. We just saw world class. When you're able to come on and within 30 minutes have a goal and an assist, you know, and if you look at the assist again, he was standing still. he hit a perfect 30-yard ball in the box to Oscar Bob, leading him. And then the goal itself, I mean, the class of this 20-year-old kid, bro, because I just had to rewatch the goal because he got fouled technically in the box when he takes it down, his first touch, I forgot who slid into him, but he catches him on the leg. And for him not to go down, stay up, and the composure to finish, I mean, like, honestly, what I'm saying is the entire goal was world class, but both of those individual, just special things that you don't really see a lot. I think we're overlooking that a little bit because, like Mike said earlier, you know, the game is, I don't want to say it's gone, but it's gone, you know, with VAR and sometimes goals getting called back. And now we have to wait 30 minutes to see if he was offsides because his shoulder looks a little bit older and you can't see we have lost some of that. But when we see special goals like that, bro, it's one of those where I'm just on my phone and I'm looking at YouTube or Twitter or whatever, just on repeat. Like, yo, how did he even take that down on his left? He got caught. That it was a very, very special goal. And honestly, goals like that is kind of what propels you. You know, you got your guy back, Kevin's back. And I know you said you get Haaland back, but I'm scared of y'all now. I don't really want y'all to get Haaland back. Like, he could stay hurt as long as he needs to stay hurt because Kevin's the best player on your team and it shows. Yeah. And when he's back, I feel like it doesn't matter who else is on the pitch. Because like you said, 40 minutes, he got 2 goals, 2 assists. I'm scared to see what happens when he has a full 90, bro. I'm honestly scared to see what happens when he has a full 90. So I just wanted to say that because I saw that goal and I was like, damn, bro, we haven't seen class like this in a long time. Like in a little bit, we haven't seen like class just come over and take over.
I have a question. I was listening and I heard Kevin De Bruyne is the greatest Premier League midfielder of all time. Is that what I heard?
He
said when it's said and done.
I have no problem making that argument.
Stop the cap.
Stop.
I mean, he has the argument.
I'm starting to see the discourse, bro. I'm starting to see the discourse.
If you said that to me 2 years ago, a year ago, maybe not.
But what does he not have? Like what? Yeah, Gerrard doesn't have a Gerrard doesn't have a Premier League. What is it called? Scholes was the same argument that they say with KD, where it's just like, oh, he's a team full of superstars. And I'm like, Scholes wasn't a team full of superstars.
Stop the cap.
So I respect your opinion, but I'd have to humbly disagree. Is he even better than? I think people forget. You know, I just think with recency bias, we're saying midfielders, right? Just of all time, all midfielders
in the Prem. He's talking about
in the Prem.
David Silva, I thought was a magician in the Premier League. Ozil, yeah, but you didn't really get goals from there.
As of right now.
Any midfielder, we're talking about any midfielder, right? Any midfielder,
yeah, any EPL midfielder.
So I'm with you, but at the end of the day, when
he was better than N'Golo Kante.
Yes. Oh, come on!
He was for a longer time period. He was more impactful.
Bro,
longer.
When you look at his accolades, bro, individual,
it's stacking up.
Wait, are we talking about accolades? Are we talking about accolades? Do you want to count trophies?
Bro, I'm talking about
trophies.
Bro,
do you want to count trophies? Answer the question. Do you want to solo?
I'm saying, yeah. Talk to your man.
Do you want to count trophies?
Here's what I'm gonna say. If in any version of the argument of greatest PL midfielder, he has a case to be made. In trophies,
absolutely,
he may not have the most trophies, but he has enough that you're like, okay, and he has a good.
Doesn't he have 4 Premier Leagues? That's a lot.
He's got more than that because he was
Premier Leagues.
You know how much Scholes got?
Like 10. He probably has like how many?
I beg your pardon.
I'm about to dive really deep into this soundboard real quick. So we're talking trophies. If we're talking trophies, then this conversation's over. Paul Scholes is the greatest Premier League ever.
But
right?
it's not based on trophies. If we're talking overall game,
also it's not just
KDB's up
it's
there,
also
man.
like
He's up there.
I
I think he snuck his way into the top 5 right now.
No, I agree with you. Is he top 5? 100%.
He's top 5 right now as we speak in the Prem.
Yeah, I agree. But to say like the best ever, and then when we go based off of what criteria we're judging them off of, it's silverware and trophies.
Okay, eventually, do you think he's in that conversation?
No, because eventually Kevin De Bruyne has probably 1 or 2 years left. That guy, I've seen his body. No homo. Pause. Yeah, he is not going to. He is not
You're
going.
crazy.
He does not have. He does not have.
Let me think about it this way. When you're talking about greatest of all time, that conversation for me, it's a bunch of subcategories that makes one big one, right? So the first one is trophies. So yeah, maybe Scholes has the most trophies, but who's number 2? Kevin. It's like he's like right behind.
Oh, but then he's not number 1. Okay,
he's not number 1. Number 2.
Okay,
but then now let's talk about goals and assists, and then you see that Kevin has way more goals and assists than Scholes did. So off of his ability to play, and then you talk about I don't know, just international level. They both did the same thing. They both they both failed just as
they were part of great generations that underachieved.
Underachieved for sure.
And then now we're looking at just straight up impact. I mean, I don't know. There is so many. When I think about United, and I think this is one of the reasons why Scholes is an underrated great, in my opinion, is that when you think about United, there's not many moments where I'm like, oh, I think of this Scholes moment. I think of this Ronaldo moment. I think like multiple other group moments.
That one, yo, I have never heard anybody say that.
Always there though. He was always there in the background.
This is a new one. I've never heard anybody say that, but I agree with him.
Really?
How many Scholes moments, except for that one shot? How many Scholes moments?
That one shot.
Think about that.
That one shot. He did that one shot multiple times.
No.
He did that one.
Yeah. If you think about that one long range shot,
like that was against like
back into. Yo, kids were throwing the ball up in the air and saying, Paul Scholes! What do you mean? What are you talking about?
Didn't have the moments like in the same way that other midfielders in that group.
I agree. De Bruyne
being one of them. He has so many like great moments that save the team. So if you look at a full package of like a midfielder, he's in the number 1, number 2 category in the PL at least. Like
that's a good question.
He's the only other one I can think of is Scholes. Now, if we're talking about internationally, worldwide, I don't know. I guess he's top 5 still.
Yeah. So wait, okay. So based off of let's just take accolades out of this, because every time that like we as a group we talk about accolades, it always ends up like this. You know what I'm saying? Just like
that's you though. That's you though, because you
always
United
taking
fan.
That way.
No. Okay, you say it. You said, hold on.
Nah, see,
we play professional.
Continue.
Mike always told me back in 2012. He said, in professional sports, what are you supposed to do? Just win, baby. Just win. Right? Just win. So when we were winning, it wasn't all about winning. Right? So when we have these debates, when we're talking about it, okay, let's base it, because Solo brought up the trophies. I didn't, correct? I didn't bring it up.
I'm saying he has a good catalog of trophies. I wasn't saying like
let's just go based off of ability. Ability wise, are we gonna say he's top 5? Because ability wise, there's a few midfielders that I would say ability wise are better than him. I think ability wise, Ozil was 10 times better than him.
Nope.
Yeah. On ability,
really?
Yeah. Ozil didn't score goals, but Ozil was.
I'll give him that.
I ain't gonna lie. The amount of chances Giroud missed with Ozil dining him up is egregious.
Right now are suffering with Jesus, and you guys are suffering with Sterling. Do you realize that KDB was out here making passes to those two, and they were missing every single chance that you could ever? Like, you don't understand how many chances I have seen squandered. They'll pay for their crimes. I swear, one day
they are paid right now. Yeah,
the only player I wanted to say off of ability, like, and this could be a hot take, off of ability, I don't think he's better than Yaya Toure.
I mean, yeah, I don't think he's better than Yaya Toure. I would because
there's so many players that are better. He's just he's just magnified because we live in such a statistically driven era of sports that it's like holy, you know what I'm saying? But like If we're talking about just ability here, I'm
the
sorry.
Prem never got the best version of Yaya in this because like by the time he got there, he was
because of your manager.
No, he was already
because of your manager.
You saw how like a couple years that he was with us with Mancini and Pellegrini, that was the most we were gonna get out of Yaya. The moment that Pep came in, bro, I ain't never seen a man turn the ball over slower than that in my life. I was like watching, bro. I'm not even joking. I was like, oh my god, this man about to fall over.
No, but we know what happened when Pep came in. I mean, if you look at his career with Mancini and Pellegrini, those guys gave him the green light, right? Those guys are like, hey, do express yourself.
Yeah,
like, Pep has a way, and you got to fit in, and
sure.
That is also part of it. Can we add that to it? I mean,
that is a big part of it. Yeah. And like the thing
how
is,
flexible are you to play with for multiple coaches? I mean, De Bruyne showed it. And even though he didn't work with Mourinho, like he always says that was the changing moment of his career where he knew, okay, I actually have to do something.
Well, it's crazy too. People underrate his time at Wolfsburg.
That was the moment.
We got trophies off of Pep Guardiola's what's it called, Bayern, and Jurgen Klopp's Dortmund.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, when you see the games, it was literally this dude just putting up crazy number of big chances thrown right in. And so like I think just like when you look at that full package, I'm like, bro, he's actually, I think, again, really putting some
final.
I think you have a point.
Final question here. So then, who's better, De Bruyne or Hazard?
Oh, they don't even play the same position.
But
why do you always keep dragging Hazard into this?
Don't run from it. Don't run from it.
No. Hazard is one of those players we shouldn't even do this type of things with.
What do you mean?
We all watched the dude with our two eyes. I mean, it's like Henry. When people people doubted, was Henry that good? Like, I don't want to argue Henry. We both saw him with our eyes.
Henry.
we saw what they could do. It's like Ronaldo, Henry, Rooney. Yeah. I don't like to argue about those guys. It's like, bro, we all saw it. Like,
you can't compare them to anybody else.
I can't just be like, they were different.
It's
like watching Vidic. There will never be another Vidic. I don't care if Van Dijk is. There will never be another one. There were some guys that we all watched that you just. It would be hard to pick somebody else. Or
they served as primary catalysts for their team, though. So in that sense, it's like I feel like that's. What would you rather have? Would you have the numbers of De Bruyne, or would you rather have what comes with Hazard? Like the eye test, right? Because the eye test, it's very simple. We're going Hazard. But this guy,
I get it. Yeah,
is going to give you 35 GA.
I know.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing too with De Bruyne too. Like I get the eye test thing, I guess, but like, have y'all seen some of these passes? I've never seen the pass from in the Stoke game.
The Stoke one. I still don't understand that.
I
still don't think he meant to do that pass. There's no way.
Listen, I don't know if he's on the spectrum or not something, but that man's seeing.
What do you mean? He didn't mean to. He didn't mean to.
Solo, you're crazy.
I don't know. I'm just saying that man's seeing. He's that's like that messy stuff where you're just like, a normal person doesn't see that. A normal person doesn't have the eyes for that. But so my thing is, when I look at the other ones, again, this is a part of the only team that ever made 100 points. He was a core member of that. He was a part of the only team to do it. One of the two teams that did treble. He was a part of one of the few teams that have done a three-peat, and he was consistently a major part of all of those. And he's the only he's the only pre-Pep player. He's the only pre-Pep player that still existed from Pellegrini onward. And so he's shown himself outside the system, in the system, in different systems. He's just good. That's why I'm saying, like, it really is.
I agree, and I agree. And what I'll say is he also had the benefit of when he was growing as a player to be led by midfielders like Yaya Toure and David Silva. And I mean, like he's benefited. I mean, when you see them every single day, and just like Salam was saying, when he was looking for other midfielders that were potentially better, both of those teams, both of those guys played with him on City, and that's why
Exactly.
when I look at Kevin, the only reason why I feel you, Solo, and I'm not ready to say he is, but give him to another 2-3 more years, and he may be like it's possible. It's definitely possible because he started on Chelsea, and like you said, he went to Wolfsburg, learned how to become like the guy, and then once he came to City, he again was in a stacked squad, but he was playing with some of the best midfielders in the world, and now we're starting to see all of that kind of just culminate. And I'm sorry, he's definitely if I could go back 10 years from now, Oscar, you can go wherever you want. We're keeping Kevin right here, and that. You look back in hindsight, you don't know who some of these players will become, but he's him. He's one of those guys. And when it's all said and done, he may be the best midfielder we've seen in the Prem. But I know Salam would like to say Scholes was, and I bet he had a player like Scholes playing on Manchester United right now. Up for took the lead in the first half, against good old Tottenham Hotspur, and could not get the job completed with their number one keeper in goal, Andre Onana. So what you got to say? I mean, you guys had your first choice keeper, and still he wasn't able to.
He stayed
everything. Yeah,
he stayed, and it's crazy because, like you said, we needed the points.
I need the max win.
Yo, it's just, it's embarrassing, really,
you guys are such a funny team, man. I swear.
But yeah, man. And the crazy part is Spurs had a lot of people missing that game. A lot of people that had they been there, I felt like would have changed the outcome of that game for sure.
Oh yeah.
But I felt like they were nothing special. Spurs were. I know everyone is saying, like, oh, Angels was playing his way, and well, he was, and then he got scored on, and then what happened? You know what I'm saying? This whole idea of just like of how he's just rolling the dice every game. I just feel like it's a myth, and I think that was shown at Old Trafford. I think the only reason why we don't walk away with 3 points that game is because of the players that we have representing the team at the moment. Completely just disgraceful. How the 2-1, right? 2-1 going into halftime, and then within seconds, I didn't even put down my drink. Yeah, within seconds, you know what I'm saying? I didn't even, you know what I'm saying? Completely just squander the lead 2-2. Here we are. You know that we're a team that's mentally fragile. So if we're going to give up the lead like that, the game was gone. In terms of performance, I felt like they weren't special. I also felt like we weren't special at all. But that's a game where we're supposed to get 3 points, and it's unfortunate. Happy that Rasmus got his goal, but it's even like we don't even get to really celebrate, when you do score. It was like when Sabitzer, I remember Sabitzer last year, started, had 2 goals in the first half. We end up come back in the second half and draw the game. It's like we can't even enjoy and celebrate and build like positivity around good performances. You know what I'm saying? Especially when that good moment, I would even say Rasmus had a great performance, but just that moment, like we can't even use those moments to our advantage. But I think again, I just feel like we're back to square one in a lot of ways. Everyone is back. Almost everyone is back. The only person that I don't think I don't think anyone at this point in the season is 100%, but Mason Mount should be around 80%. With him, everyone is back now. Casemiro's back. Lisandro's back. He got some time. I think having him back and having Casemiro back is going to help immensely. But we need some of these guys to be back and playing, and we need some of the guys that have been playing to step off. McTominay, you could have won the game for us. How fitting. People are always calling for him to play, and he plays. This happens. You know, it's just it's always almost. You know, always just almost. He was almost there. He almost picked up the runner, and you know, here we are. But shout out Kobe Mainu. I thought it was great. Rashford got his goal. So
how you feel about the celebration there?
Yeah, I wanted to bring that up. I thought it was. I thought it was. Hold on. I got the perfect sound. You know what I
I'm
thought
sorry.
it was?
What was the celebration?
He was doing this.
He was doing the like.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Embarrassing. It's a disgrace.
Yeah.
That's what it is. A disgrace.
Yeah, it's an absolute disgrace. How do you dare do that? How do you dare do that after the season that you've had? You know what I'm saying? And then I don't know. I felt like it's interesting, man. Especially when you look across in Germany, Sancho got his first assist, and it's just like
I was going to ask you about. I'm glad you brought that up.
Hold on, no. What is it about this environment? You know what I'm saying? It just
that's how I feel too.
It just
man.
seems as if like when you leave, it's just like
It's lit.
it's like we're not
lit.
yeah, bro. And it's just like I think it really speaks to the environment that's there. I think that we're gonna look back, and this Spurs draw is gonna be a very big point in the season, especially with how it went. For us to squander a game like this is tough because we need all the points that we can get at this point. And the last thing that I want to say now, we've arrived at the moment. What is that moment? We get to finally see Bayindir. I want to see this keeper. You know, this keeper that has been been protected and hidden. You know what I'm saying? Kept in the cage. You know, just kept quiet.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm ready to see him. And if like I hate to say this.
Your guys are back too, so you should have.
Well, but my
Martinez
thing is
and what's his name?
Yeah, for sure. But like for whatever reason, the manager has shown that he's not going to play.
Yeah, sure. Time out. Yeah, sure. You've been talking about Lisandro all year. Now it's
no. What I'm saying is,
you've been talking about the butcher like the butcher is coming.
Right,
like
he is coming. He is coming.
Yeah, sure.
No. What I'm saying is,
I want to make sure we're not sliding past.
Listen, what I'm saying is, I believe that these players coming back are going to make a difference. My thing is the manager has shown that he can completely mess up a lineup. He can have all the players available and pick all the wrong ones. So that's what I'm afraid of, because at this point, and which is to my point about the keeper, it's like if we see him and if he's very bad, that's like almost fireable offense, because it's like listen, no, you have to think about it holistically, the whole thing. Like I'm not saying if he comes in and if he's worse than Onana, we sacked De Gea. You know that? The hipsters last year. Hold on, let me pick this up. They were telling me last year, oh, he needs to be able to play with his feet. He needs to be able to play. Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, bro. I think that it's disgusting. He's not. Yeah. If he's not good, because now again, it's more than just that move. It's just your talent ID is whack.
You would have missed on all his
whack.
Yeah, all of them.
Keepers whack.
Yeah,
team whack.
And it's just like, I got the perfect. Hey,
you having an unnatural allegiance to losers is not like you.
I'm like, yeah, we literally had De Gea. Imagine that. A counter-attacking team, right? Who doesn't keep the ball. We're gonna go bring in a keeper who supposedly is very good at his feet, but he can't catch for anything. So a team that is not good at keeping possession, who concedes shots every game, not even every game, it's almost like every minute we're always conceding. We take out a good shot stopping keeper. So again, it's a long-winded thing to say. I'm very excited to see Bayindir. Hopefully he's not as bad as the previous keeper because we can't get worse than this. We cannot get worse than this. So seriously, I mean, I think that's fair. I think that's fair.
Gonna play for another 2 weeks.
I agree.
I want to see him. I want to see him too. I can't wait to see this man. It's like, who are you? I've never seen you a day in my life.
So is Dean Henderson sold or is he on loan?
I think he's sold, bro.
Yeah, I think he's sold for good.
Yeah, they sold him.
Nah, he's sold. And it's we were linked to this one Japanese American keeper. You know remember that guy? I think that kid can still pick American citizenship, possibly. I know the USA are trying to get him. It's like this. I don't know.
I don't know where he plays, but I remember seeing it. He wanted to play regularly or something.
Yeah, we were trying to sign him for United to be our backup. And he was like, "Nah, I'm trying to play like first team minutes." And apparently, he's this young kid. He's Japanese, but he's also American though too. And like the nations are trying to fight for his. Zach Steffen. Yeah, shout out Zach Steffen. Low key though. I know we're not talking about this, but Colorado Rapids are making moves though. They're getting guys.
Who they get?
Let me look it up. But they got some guys that are going to make an impact in the MLS. So like I think maybe
that's the only cranky team that's struggling right now. The Crankies have done very well the last couple of years with Arsenal,
Rams,
Nuggets, the what do you call it? Rockies? Is that what they're called?
The Rams too.
The Rams, you're right.
Rams just lost though.
I mean, they just lost this year, but they got the.
But they won the Super Bowl, yeah.
Mihailovic from AZ Alkmaar. He was a guy that was here in the MLS, and then he went to Europe, and then now I guess he's coming back. But they got Zach Steffen in there too.
Yeah, what happened to Zach Steffen, man? Did he go to a big team too soon? Is that what you guys think happened? Like, what do you guys think?
Yes,
I think
it was a promising player.
I feel like it's a natural progression, though. You know, right? Because think about it. If that was any of us, and if we were, I'm going to Man City. Like, I think, and I think in the back of his mind, I don't know. I don't want to speak for him. If it was me, I would have the understanding of I'm probably not going to play like all the games, especially because Ederson is here. He should play over Ortega. Ortega is
he should have been playing against
Ortega is just awful. But I think man, I think that's just a natural progression, man. To be coached by one of the best, and hopefully that translates into the he's not even in the national team.
I was just gonna say that, bro. Like some of these kids, like and again, I don't want to speak for them, but some of these dudes are just doing it for the clout. Like if this is me and just Salami, like if this is me and I have the chance to go to Man City and learn under one of the best coaching staffs in the world, bro, I'm gonna fight my hardest, to be that number two, like that solid number two.
For sure.
And it's not like Zach Steffen didn't get chances, but when he saw we saw him play, he was very, very fraudulent.
He was bad.
You know what I mean? To the point where at one point Ederson got hurt. Bro, to the one point Ederson was hurt. What was that, last season? For like 3-4 weeks, or maybe 2 seasons ago. There was a point where Ederson was hurt, and Zach Steffen got his run of games, and he was still bad. I think Pep was looking for a keeper in January, so it's to the point where I feel like he got a good look, and he just didn't take the opportunity. And now, because if you look at the U.S. team, and you're saying, "Oh, we have a goalie that's playing in Europe at one of the big 5 clubs." Look at the U.S. team now. A lot of our kids are young, and a lot of them are playing out in Europe. So we have this trend of U.S. national players playing in Europe now, but some are better than others, and he's not even on our national team. So that goes to show where he is just looked at, on a U.S. basis. So hopefully he can, get back to, top form, whatever that may be for him. But I think he's just one of those guys that never really took the opportunity in stride. And, hopefully he can get that fire back at Colorado. I don't know.
Rapids. Hopefully you will.
The Rapids. But yeah, man. Arsenal is on vacation. When you guys are, do you guys play next weekend? I'm not sure where your next match is.
We play next Saturday at 7:30 at home against Crystal Palace. It's a
Next
must-win.
Saturday at
London
7:30.
derby.
Yeah, next Saturday at the Emirates, 7:30 in the morning. We need it's a must-win. I don't know what else to say about
I
it.
need the max win.
But yeah, no, we need a dub. So, yeah, no, the boys are in Dubai. I hear some transfer news that we're looking at Onana, Amadou from Everton.
Okay.
Everton saying apparently these are the rumors. I don't know if it's true or it's not, but they're saying that if we pay 60 mil, they'll say yes, which means
they may need to.
Which means we can probably talk them down to like 45, 50. Not 45.
Bro, they need all the money they can get.
Yeah, 100%.
I would do it.
But that's what we're looking at right now. I really don't think he's going to buy a striker. We've been looking at some. I really hate to say this term because I don't really mean it. I won't even say it. But we've been looking at some strikers that I didn't think that we'd be looking at. From teams I didn't think that we'd be looking at. So,
wait, say them.
Some of these. I mean, I'm just gonna be honest. Some of these guys I just really just don't know. I've never heard of them, and I don't want to look at just like highlights and say, oh, my judgment's off that. But even in the highlights that I've really been looking at, I really wasn't seeing much about that either.
Yeah.
So looking at this guy from Getafe, Borja Mayoral.
yeah. Oh, okay, Borja.
Yeah, we're looking at Borja. I'm sorry, I just don't know him really.
Nah, he used to play somewhere. I forgot where. I think Milan. He used to play somewhere. No, that's Brahim Diaz. No, more.
right.
He used to be like.
Yeah, man.
Like he used to have hype around him. Let me look it up.
Probably one of those young, like Spanish kids, up and coming kids.
Yeah, we're looking at Santiago Jimenez, from Feyenoord. They're saying,
yeah, he's good.
He's 18 goals and 16 appearances. I mean, sounds good on paper.
Feel you, man.
They're saying he's 50 mil. We're looking at Joshua Zirkzee.
Zirkzee
from
Bayern,
really?
Yeah.
Damn.
I don't know
I don't know if Bayern even still wants him.
I was gonna say, I feel like they got him and he just hasn't got his run.
Yeah, they've been holding on to him for a minute.
So I feel like
they just keep sending him out on loan every year. Let's go.
They're saying he's 50 mil. So I mean, I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know. That's what they're saying.
One.
These are what the streets are saying. I don't know. Ivan Toney's looking less and less like a possibility.
Yeah, he said
he's not going nowhere.
That's a summer move. I was telling you about.
Yeah, he's not going nowhere.
It is a summer move. Yep.
Too much money.
We're not going to sell Eddie Nketiah unless we get somebody in. So I really think that we're going to have to rock with Jesus and Nketiah for the rest of the season. That's what it's looking like to me.
I wanted to ask you
just at first glance in the window. I mean, we don't have that much time left in the window. I know a lot of stuff gets done later in the transfer window, but
15.
if it even gets done, but I'm just looking at it like we really might just sell maybe one player, maybe one, and maybe bring in Onana, like maybe get on Nani off our hands and. Maybe another player, maybe Cedric or something like that, but maybe get Onana and that's it. I don't know.
How do you feel about y'all selling Balogun now? I mean, hindsight is 2020, but
I never wanted to sell Balogun though.
I know you never wanted him gone. I know that.
I mean, I've always thought it was the worst play. I mean, Balogun went to League One and balled out. And yes, he was getting first team minutes, but I mean, I've seen Eddie Nketiah get first team minutes, and I've seen him do well, and I've seen him not do well. I've seen Balogun go get first team minutes, and I've just seen him do well. And I think he's just an all and out, just better goal scorer. He just has a better knack for goal. And when we sold him, man, I thought it was a huge mistake because I'm sitting here thinking, yes, he's a little bit younger, and yes, we just kind of went through this with Nketiah, but he has a higher ceiling. I think it's clear he has a higher ceiling. And
than Nketiah?
Yeah, I think he has a higher ceiling than Nketiah.
Really?
Yes. Nah, I think that that's interesting. That's interesting.
He has a higher.
That's a good one.
I mean, maybe that's a hot take, but I think he has a higher ceiling. I don't think he has the experience, but the premise. I think it's the best league in the world. It's a different type of football, and
I don't think it's a hot take. I think it's pretty close. I think it's really close.
It's really close.
I think he has a higher ceiling, but I mean, we can't even look at that now. We just have to move on with it. And I mean, I don't know where we're gonna get these goals from.
Trossard can't fill that role.
No, we need a striker who's going to be in the box. We need someone in the box.
Yeah,
literally, we just need someone in the box, and that's our issue right now. And like I said, man, we're gonna continue with these two guys who are just not gonna get the job done. I'm not gonna lie, bro. It's gonna look rough out here. I don't want to say too much, but it's looking rough out here. If we don't,
I mean, it won't be Partey will be back when you guys come back, right?
Partey will be back. Maybe we might have Onana.
I mean, Martinelli needs to step up.
Yeah, guys can step up, but we need a strike. Like in order for these guys to step up, we need a guy in the striker role who's also stepping up. Because then that opens the game up for other players, and our game is easy to defend right now. Oh, go double down on the outside. They don't know how to handle that yet. Yeah, literally, go double down on the outside. We have no one to release the pressure to. We have no one inside the box to put crosses into. We have none of that right now. So, and that's what we're missing. And I don't think it's, I mean, it is a big issue. I don't think bringing in a 9 would just solve everything. I don't know about Solanke, bro. I gotta say, Solanke.
Shout out my brother Yasser, man.
Yeah, shout out Yasser. Shout out to him, man.
Dominic Solanke.
But I don't want Solanke because Solanke might be 70 mil. Solanke might be 70 mil, 60 mil. I'm not paying that for Solanke. I'm sorry, he's not worth that to me.
Yasser.
I'd rather go get the kid from Feyenoord than get him. So
I got a question for Yasser. Yasser, can you comment? Who do you think has a higher ceiling, Eddie Nketiah or Balogun? Damn, he said Balogun can't get a game.
It's cool.
Always got something to say, man. Okay, man.
It's fine. Balogun will be fine. Balogun will be fine.
I personally think you guys are not in a real crisis. I really truly believe that.
Yes, we are. Did you see Man City?
Hold on.
Did you see Man City the other day?
Look at where I'm standing, right? Look at where I'm standing.
We're not. I don't care. You just touched the top of the table for the first time, and Lord knows how long.
Like,
Mike,
from my perspective, I don't think you are in a real crisis. And this is why I think so. Like, yes, even though your strikers haven't had a good season so far. I mean, Eddie Nketiah has played very decent, if you ask me, this season. But I personally think Jesus was out for a while, right? At the beginning of the year, that's when you get your groove going. And he's came back, and there's been breaks, and you haven't really played consistently to the point where I feel like he's had a full run of games where he's consistently playing with no breaks to where he can get something going. And I think that's what it is. It's just
he's had that in the past. He's had that in the past. Bro. No.
He probably need a little bit more time, man.
No, bro. I've seen Eddie Nketiah with runs of games at least 3 times now.
Mm-hmm.
Early in his career, you can say, I guess, mid, and then I've seen it up until last year. Like, I've seen him get runs of matches, bro. I've seen him be extremely poor. I mean, absolutely nothing up top to the point where we're starting other guys. I've seen him go on a run of matches where he's scoring at every home game. he's putting in a goal or 2 goals here or whatever. I've seen him play great, and I'm seeing him play extremely mid. Like, it's very inconsistent. And for me to, it's like, what Nketiah we're gonna get today. That's what I'm thinking. Like, I know one thing. I know he's gonna work hard and he's gonna run a lot for sure. I know that's one thing that he'll work defensively. Outside of that, what offensively, what Eddie Nketiah am I gonna get today? Am I gonna get the big touch? Am I getting the one who's selfish and just wants to shoot everything and not on target? Am I getting the one who's missing chances? Or am I gonna get the one who's gonna score today? Like, and I never know what I'm gonna get with him. I know at least I know I'm gonna get with Jesus. Like, I know you'll probably play well and just not score and miss 2 chances. You need 3 chances to score.
Yeah,
like,
I feel like
Jesus
just got to keep playing. Like,
like he plays well every time. Almost every time he plays well. It's not about that. It's just, are you going to score today?
Score. Yeah.
Are you going to do your job? Are you going to do your actual job that you don't like doing? You know what I mean? You like helping everybody else with their work. You feel me? You want to help everybody else get their work completed, but you don't want to do your own work. So I don't really, I'm just, y'all know where I'm at, man. I like,
it's embarrassing.
Like I said,
it's a disgrace.
I'm gonna say all that. It's just,
yeah.
And some of these guys I don't know. So our scouting's been pretty good. So I'm not gonna sit here and say that, these guys that we're scouting and there's rumors on aren't good. I just don't know them. So I'm ignorant to their game and I don't know what's going on with them. But whoever we bring in needs to just be in between the goalposts at all times. I don't need you. I don't need you playing tiki-taka with Odegaard. Let Zinchenko and Saka and Martinelli go do all that. I need you to be in between the goalposts. And if you're not, I need you on top of the 18 shooting the ball. That's all I need from my striker at this point. I don't care if once we get a striker, I don't care if he let a full 10 shots off every match. That's cool with me. He can be as selfish as can be, bro. Seriously, as soon as we get a striker, you can be so selfish. I won't even care because it's little stuff like that where it's a deflection. Like, we don't even shoot anymore. So it's like it's a deflection or it's this or it's that. Like, how many goals has Leon Bailey scored where it's been a deflection? Scored against City like that. He scored against us like there's so many goals that's been a deflection from other players because they're taking chances. Like, we don't even have somebody that's taking a chance. Like, Saka isn't really taking a chance. Or he's getting doubled up. Like, Martinelli on the same side. Odegaard's not shooting because he's not confident. Declan Rice every once in a while, but it's usually a save or it's close, but it's not there. Like, we don't even have someone taking a chance to get a rebound or anything like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so I need somebody who's just gonna come in and be like, you know what? I don't care. I'm taking 10 shots a game. Because then maybe that'll start opening up for everyone else. Because we don't even take that many shots now. It's to that point. So unless we're in the box, like, how many shots do we take outside the box now? You know what I mean? Somebody's taking a chance. So I just need a striker, bro. I need someone who's just
also agenda aside. That Kai Havertz time that he be giving him, I think he can give it to somebody else. Like, I don't understand what the obsession with having
but that's why
work.
But I think that's why we're getting Onana.
He hasn't been bad.
But that's why I think that's why we want to get Onana, because at the end of the day,
the last game that he played was like, wow, this is a Kai Havertz. Like, that was the first game where I was like, wow, like, you're back into your regular form.
Listen,
you know,
I don't know, man.
Like,
I've seen some games where I felt like they could have used somebody else.
Onana, man. This is why we want to get Onana, because our best midfield three is, I believe, is still Declan Rice, Partey, and Odegaard. I still think that's our best midfield three.
Have we seen Declan Rice and Partey?
We haven't seen it because everyone's been injured at all different times. Odegaard is injured. Declan Rice is the only one who's really been here. We've seen it for a small bit of time, but have we seen it for a consistent period? No. Yeah. And now that we're hearing Partey might be out the door, he's injured. We need a guy like Partey. Onana's a good replacement. We might as well go put him there. So we don't like Kai Havertz is in a role where, yes, we thought you would thrive because Xhaka thrived in it, but obviously you're not. And we need players in the midfield role right now. Smith Rowe isn't there, Vieira isn't there. You know, we're kind of short-handed in that role right now. Yeah, you know, We need reinforcements in the midfield. I can agree with that, but like I've been saying, if we don't score goals, we're never going to win a game. It's just as simple as that. We'll just draw everything or lose. And I don't know where these goals are coming from, but we can't keep relying on Gabriel headers and Declan Rice every 6-7 games. We can't keep relying on these things. We need people to do their jobs. We need people to earn the contracts that we're paying them now. Because I don't know how you feel, but I feel like we're in a crisis mode. That's how I feel. Because if we don't go get some points, if we don't go beat Palace, for real, if we don't go beat Palace,
okay, if you don't beat Palace, I would think y'all should start. Yeah, you should start panicking a little bit.
We should go.
You see the
we
problem,
should go spend the money immediately.
It's obvious,
and that's my thing, because
so
I don't know if it's because Arteta is stubborn and he's like, this guy is a first team or an academy guy. He works so hard. I don't know if it's a stubbornness thing or whatever the case may be. But bro, if we have FFP problems, go get a striker and go sell Nketiah, bro. Like, I don't know what else, unless Nketiah is going to fund the summer transfer. But what I'm hearing is Nketiah is full time in the plans. And he's in long-term plans. Why? I'm sorry, but why?
I see him being the backup, because to be honest with you, I think when you guys
get a striker, the backup better score goals, bro.
No, I hear you.
This is what I've been saying. We want to be City. We want to win Premier League titles. What do? They have a Haaland and they have an Alvarez. Guess what Alvarez can do, bro? He can score goals and assists.
Gabriel, I hear you, but I'm saying Arsenal has shown with the decisions that they've been making. They gave him a new contract. They gave him the number, whatever. Like, he's staying. When you guys get a striker, Jesus is going to go over to one of the wings. That's what I believe, because he's better in those positions. Well, he can do just be as effective there. So I feel like he's your backup. I just feel like, you
just got to go get the one.
You just got to go get the one guy. You know what I'm saying? If you got the Tony,
y'all are really a few pieces away, though. I would probably say 2 or 3 pieces away to really challenge.
I think a striker, bro. I think if they got a striker, it'd be.
We need a striker.
Like, it's not even.
They're a striker away, yeah. Because think about it, they're still top 4.
It's so obvious.
But however,
they're still top 4.
However it shakes out, even if we don't sell Nketiah, and we keep him, and like how you said, Jesus moves to the wing or whatever the case may be, right? That's fine. My main thing is still just go get a striker and just make sure he's the right one who's going to fit our system. Mm-hmm. Because if we don't,
you can't rely playing Havertz striker. Just
we all got
have some striker instincts that you need sometimes.
It's okay if false 9 is an option, because honestly, when we play with Jesus, I feel like it's a false 9. We just play false 9. Yes,
pretty much
quote unquote striker, but we're playing false 9 the entire time. This guy is trying to connect passes with Declan Rice for what? Get between the goalposts, bro. Like,
we all got strikers that don't score.
Yeah, all of them. It's funny. I wasn't even, the conversation kind of just segued into this, but, speaking about transfers, it's still January. Anything on the horizon, Salam, for you? I know it's been kind of quiet for Chelsea. Although, Mike, I just recently started seeing Benzema.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel, though.
I don't know if
everyone had some Benzema talk, bro. Even Arsenal fans were saying Benzema.
Right. I don't even know if it's real, but
I'll take it, though.
Talking about someone who needs a striker.
We've kind of seen it before. We got Giroud. I was mad as hell about it. Turned out he was our most effective striker while he was there. So these January transfers with these experienced guys, I'm always down for it. Always down for it.
I would love to get Benzema. I mean, apparently he's been banished from the first team.
Yeah. I've been reading some things where they were saying he was stranded on the island. He was because of bad weather, but on the team side, they're saying that he doesn't want to get involved and he's not happy. So there's so many stories. We don't even know which the real one is. There's clearly something there.
Yeah.
I've been reading that a lot of players are unhappy with playing over in Saudi. Yeah, and that even Henderson was looking to come back to the Prem. There are a few players who just would like to come play over in
I mean, he
Europe
said
again.
Europe, bro. Ajax was even talking to Jordan Henderson.
It's okay for these guys to just admit, hey, it wasn't what I thought it was.
It didn't work
Like,
out.
Yeah, but it's also easy
cool,
to say
like,
that they got the money now. It's like, oh well, yeah. All of a sudden, my sporting morals and all that is bad.
Yeah.
So, like, bro, I mean, let's be real. I feel like, why is there someone who who's enjoying themselves? You know who's enjoying themselves though? I need to get a Sue button. I need to get a Ronaldo button for sure.
Assalamu alaikum.
Yo,
Yala.
yo, that guy, you talk about embracing your work environment.
Culture,
You know what I'm saying?
He probably loves it there.
Bro. But no, yeah, man. I don't think Benzema's realistic for any of. I mean, maybe I think like he should go to Real Madrid, back to Real Madrid. Just be like,
that's the thing. Real Madrid don't.
That would be
do
disgusting.
Those. They don't do those. We're gonna loan you.
Yeah,
those. Like what do they call it?
Yeah,
like charity loans where we'll bring you back because you're our guy. They don't do that.
Yeah, but
and I like it. Real Madrid,
I would take Benzema at Arsenal for half a season and then extension in the summer. I would take him in a heartbeat. Oh my
Benzema is his class. I think he can still do a thing
in a heartbeat.
He still do a job for a team.
Absolutely.
Top team.
Yeah,
I'd definitely take Benzema.
Yeah. Yeah, as far as like go ahead.
I've been seeing Dybala links. I mean,
yeah,
I've been saying this for 2 summers now.
I was gonna say, I saw.
Why are people so hesitant on Dybala?
And the
every time I watch him, I'm just like, bro,
balling.
You're way better than the Serie to be in the Serie A. Every
Roma
time
too,
I watch him,
but don't be the prisoner of the moment, though. Some of those
nobody
guys,
wants him.
You know who else is looking to make a move? Tammy. There's a lot of people who are looking to make it. Like, yo, come on, man.
Tammy should stick around because we know Lukaku ain't gonna last. We know how he gets.
Man United have inquired of Tomori. I would love.
Yeah, you were saying that.
I feel like if you want to go down this Brexit
route,
if you want to go down this Brexit route, you can start with him.
I was like, please don't go to United. We know how that would turn out.
But I don't think financially we can sign anybody. They're talking about, the Malen from Dortmund. It's just like we're trying to do a little swap. Just like, can we get Malen? we always want the players that are not doing well on their teams. You know what I'm saying? Timo's not even playing well. Went to Tottenham.
Hey, assist. He got
an assist.
He did, didn't he?
More than Anthony.
He did. Oh yeah. You know who else? Got an assist that game? A goal and assist even.
Rashford?
No, not Rashford.
Hoyland.
You
didn't. You just chose to.
You didn't
see that. You didn't.
I saw that little goal he had.
Yeah, the little goal.
That was a nice goal. I'm not gonna lie. That was a nice goal.
I did.
That tells you that if he gets enough chances, I'm sure he will convert more free.
And honestly, like that chance was. Rashford wanted to get a shot, and he went
for it.
You know what I'm saying? He gets stuck in the middle, and he just makes something out of nothing.
Yeah,
honestly, that's what that was.
Rashford's like you remember when you see that clip of Thierry Henry where he was talking about he was like when Wenger challenged him on how to like be a better teammate, essentially, with like some of his players, like with Ljungberg, I have to be running like in his direct sight. Because if I'm not in this site, he's not going to see me. Like, and I thought about that, and I was like, wow, like Marcus Rashford is just,
he knows like I got to take the ball from that.
You know what's crazy?
In order for the score.
When I saw that, I wonder if like football players have to be really told this. Because like Cornelius, if I've played with, Salam, if I've played with you a lot, I know the ball I can pass to you, and I know the ball I can pass to somebody else.
For sure. Yeah.
You don't think some of these pros like realize that sometimes?
Yeah.
I really feel like sometimes they really don't. Like
no, some of these new guys, I don't think they do, bro. Some of these new guys, I really feel like they don't watch the game. They don't like, bro, they're not really like
their field IQ, just like their regular awareness. Like
no, bro, I say that Cornelius, you send it in the group, but like Do you think McTominay could do like what that person did in that video? And I'm not blaming him. I'm just saying like this is a modern footballer. Someone who's you're just I don't know. You cover a lot of ground.
No,
Some of these guys are dead. Some of these guys are.
That's why when people say the game has become so robotic, I feel like that's some of the things.
But you have to But see, this is a whole different like.
Yeah, I feel like
you know what I'm saying, because I feel like the coaching has enabled this because now you have these guys who don't even need to know anything about football. You fulfill a role in the system, and as long as you can fill that role in the system, like you're fine. You don't need a nice. Obviously, yeah, you need the fundamentals. You need a nice touch, but it's like, nah, bro. Like, that's coaching nowadays and players. But the coaches have to do that because these players are.
Anyway, are we doing lock for the week?
I have this is sponsored to you by
Max win.
Yeah, I need the Max win of the week.
Mine is Girona over Sevilla. Lock that in. Money line.
Girona.
Anita Max win.
I already texted mine. It's not looking good right now, but Riyad Mahrez is playing right now. I think he'll score in this game. He has a half left.
Anytime goal. Is that what you have him down for?
Anytime goal. Goal.
My lock of the week is Arsenal Saturday against Crystal Palace at 7:30. I'm going to call GRG. This is a must-win game.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I got it. After every time we do GRGs, I'm about to just press that sound. There you go. So that's your. Is this your first GRG of the year? No,
I've called a couple. But yeah, no, must win. Crystal Palace at home.
You guys are at home. What's the odds on that? Damn, y'all.
Clean sheet.
300. Oh, 300 to win with the clean sheet.
Wow.
I'm just saying I need a clean sheet. I need a clean sheet. 3-0, 2-0. Something nice.
Cornelius is careful. He's like, I don't want to mess up my perfect record.
I got my first one.
I'm cool. I was gonna say Bayern over 3.5 goals. They're playing Werman Bremen.
Oh,
is that team or total?
Total will be over 3.5.
Wow, I was about to say, damn, 4 goals from Bayern.
Nah, you know what I'm saying? I think they'll get scored. On one time.
Quickly, I did want to give a shout out to Harry Kane, though. I don't know if you guys are seeing what he's doing, but Harry Kane is having a great season.
Work, man.
Best striker in the world.
Yes, y'all know where I've stood with Kane. Even when they were writing Sterling. Oh, Sterling is the best English player. I never bought that. I've been saying Kane is the best English player.
Yeah, English player. I'm saying striker in the world.
Everything. He's doing it. Yeah.
I mean, 22 and 5 in the league is crazy.
Yeah, him and Sane got a little connection there. Good for him.
Is it the league or is he really that good?
I think he's that good, bro. He's never played.
Bro, he was doing. Yeah.
Like
I was gonna say he was the best striker in the Prem.
Yeah, it's like he's fulfilling the same role that he was at Spurs. Like he's in the middle of everything, which is like crazy. Looking back, it's like, Harry Kane would have solved a lot of our problems. Like a goal scoring, a creator. His wingers, Harry Kane's wingers, always score, and that's like the best part of our team. So it's like, well, at least that's what they told us.
These were 2 players that I said Chelsea break the bank for. It was Haaland and Kane. I was like, I don't care if it's 100 million. Pay it. These were the 2 guys I was like 1,000% sure. Like, I don't care what you do, pay the money.
Yeah,
because you could see it. Like, they're just so good. But Kane is definitely the best striker right now. I mean, it's not debatable. Even though, we got guys like Boniface and all these guys still.
But you know what? I did want to. Oh yeah, Osimhen. I did want to say I echo 100% what you guys when you guys were talking about Afcon, how a striker as big as Osimhen goes there, and it's like, oh no, yeah.
Mhm.
I think that the Osimhen, there's an Osimhen at center back. You know what I'm saying? There's an Osimhen on the outside and the inside.
I'm dead.
man,
But yeah,
that's
man.
true.
I think that's it. If you guys got any shout outs, we can do those.
One more thing. We're looking at Frimpong too. I've been seeing Frimpong links. I would want him.
Quasey?
I want. You're crazy. I would like Frimpong. But no, I don't have any shout outs this week.
Okay.
I got I got a shout out. Griezmann. I was watching the Atleti or the Madrid derby over I think it was last week.
Yeah, no, it was this week. Yeah, last week. It
was like during the week though. It wasn't like Wednesday or Thursday. It was I can't remember what day it was, but I wrote this down in my notes because I wanted to remember it because unfortunately Atleti ended up losing extra time, but just Griezmann, because he scored that game, they were kind of just talking about him and just kind of who, how he's been hooping this year. He had 17 goals in all competitions in 2023-24. So last year in all comp, he had 17 goals. And then this year, sorry. 23 goals and 17 assists in the 2023 calendar year. This year so far, he has 17 goals, all competition. So, Griezmann's just been going crazy. He's been going crazy, man. Like, I feel like they're, with how good Madrid and Barca do, that he kind of gets overlooked. But he's quietly been having just a very, very good season for Madrid or for Atletico Madrid. So I just wanted to shout him out as well.
Yeah. He's another player I also think will go down in our time as one of the forgotten. We'll be like, oh, yo, you remember Antoine Griezmann? He's going to be one of those players. He's so good that
he's got a World Cup, though.
All the guys around him during his time are also so much better. He just gets overlooked.
Yeah, bro. He's
just in a bad era for him, really. That's really
and Messi. Yeah, and he just happened to play in La Liga where he was matched up against Ronaldo and Messi, but he was going at them though. Like he was going at them. So
that's the thing.
My shout out is Rasmus Højlund. Scoring a goal. Shout out Rasmus. The Butcher's back. So I got to shout out Lissandro. Looks good. Fitness looks good. We need him.
Casemiro's back too.
What's that? Cass? Yeah, Cass.
Excuses are running out. So
no, Casemiro, Cass. I know Cass. He needs 2 or 3 games to really, you know what I'm saying. He has to play his way back into fitness.
That's cool. Within those 3 matches, he'll get another red. So
my last one I wanted to say, and I hate that he's a Manchester City player, but Oscar Bob. I think
Bobby,
Bobby, OB,
bro.
OB. That's my guy, OB. He is the truth. I think this may be a hot take. Let's just get out of here.
Nah. Put it on wax. Put it on wax.
What?
You did.
You know how we look at Musiala and like Bellingham as like, oh, these are the guys that like this is next up.
Mm-hmm.
OB is better than both of those guys.
Okay, I was going to say something similar to that. Yeah. You know how there are games where these youngsters actually you remember them from that game.
Yeah,
this was that game for me for him.
Yeah,
Mbappe, it was that Manchester City game. You know how there are games where you're like, oh,
I've arrived.
This game.
Gareth
I
Bale.
remember him. Yep. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For me, it was this game. I've heard you guys talk about him, but I'm like,
Oscar Bob.
Okay, and another Oscar one. Bob. And then I saw that goal. I was like, oh.
When have you seen that goal ever? Just by a senior player? Just that goal ever? When
bro. And
Composure, man. It's ridiculous.
I was telling my homie Zion, I was like, bro, he every time he just steps on the pitch, it's just swag. He's like, bro, I'm better than him. You can give me the ball if you want. I'll chill over here if you don't, y'all do y'all thing.
Yeah.
Trust. You give me the ball, I'm gonna rock with you, bro. Ain't
dude.
nobody get it. I just feel that's how he plays, bro. Like, just when he gets the ball, even his little passes, he's like, like, here, take it. Like everything just looks so simple for him, bro. Like, I want to see him really, really get a run because we haven't really seen him play for real. It's 10 minutes here, 20 minutes there. I want to see him get a run.
Bro, him, Foden, and Alvarez, that's the future of Man City right there. Him, Foden. I see
Rico Lewis too.
Rico
Yeah,
Lewis is gonna get into the. That's crazy. Yeah. See, this is like a proper team. You know what I'm saying? Like introducing the new guys as like we're ushering some of the what?
They already gave Cole Palmer away. Imagine if they had him.
Yeah, Cole Palmer. But Cole Palmer,
hey, I'll take it.
Oh yeah.
but I'm just saying, like when they had wingers, they had at one point they had Oscar Bob and Cole Palmer were probably
that's
right wing, left wing. They, so. But I think that Oscar Bob is clear. I think of right now of Cole Palmer.
Yeah, he's
clear. Bro, Oscar Bob is clear than some of your favorite players, but we don't have time today. We don't have time. But dude, like getting higher. Hold on.
I heard one of them has blonde hair. Let's end this.
Y'all are crazy. Y'all are crazy.
All right, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in.